Hello, everyone. My name is Shayna, and I just kind of wanted to make a video talking about my experience with the concept of twin flames and um, honestly why I no longer believe in twin flames. And why I kind of think that there is like some dangers and like uh, pathways into like toxicity, if you will, when it comes to like when you like get into twin flames. Because I recently saw something on Netflix where people were actually talking about twin flames just being a cult in general. And I don't necessarily feel like twin flames is a cult, or like believing in twin flames that means you're in a cult. Like, I don't think that at all. But I can kind of see maybe why other people would think that, because it's it's just like, hold on, sorry. It's just, also look at my shirt. I saw this at Buffalo Exchange and I had to get it. It was so cute. Clever girl. Oh my god. um so yeah, I mean, I just kind of wanted to talk about, my experience with twin flames and how it kind of, I feel as though there is like a huge possibility of the concept of twin flames kind of keeping you in abusive relationships, in toxic relationships. Because a lot when they talk about like twin flames, there's like the separation stage, and like, oh, this is part of the process, like this is just a part of like the twin flame journey, and you have to, there's almost like these rules and these steps that are kind of followed. uh, I mean, my experience with this whole twin flame concept, like I first like kind of discovered the concept of twin flames probably when I was about like 15. And I probably, like, I was really into like spiritual stuff on Tumblr and all that, like really into astrology and tarot cards. I still am now. Still a very spiritual person. But I just feel like there's like this huge risk of spiritual bypassing when it comes to twin flames, and just kind of like excusing, very toxic and manipulative and abusive behavior. And I'll just go into my experience. So, um, I discovered the concept of twin flames when I was, yeah, like 15. And in high school, I kind of started developing a crush on this guy, uh, who I was convinced at the time. Like, looking back, this is like, it's so funny because I'm 26 now, and it's just funny to look back and like, I was convinced that this guy was my twin flame. Like, absolutely convinced. He's the one. I found him. It already happened. We're gonna get married and we're just gonna be together forever, even in the afterlife. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like this, basically, like, what the concept of twin flames is. Like, it's just so, like, it's like soulmates on crack, basically. Like, it's just, um, it's like a twin flame is just like a soulmate, but it's even like, it's like even deeper and like more intense than that. It's more powerful. And I think that's what's so like tempting about like twin flames. I feel like there's just like this, like, it just kind of like draws you in, like, especially if like, you're kind of like a maybe in a desperate state. And because like looking back, I was so, like, I genuinely believed that like having a twin flame or being with my twin flame would save my life and change my life. In, like, and that codependency, like, it's just pure codependency. And and I feel like if it weren't for the concept of twin flames, like in this relationship that I ended up being with, like my high school boyfriend, I feel like there's so many things that I wouldn't have put up with if I just knew better, and didn't like fall into this like codependent trap. Basically, I feel like twin flames can kind of be a codependent trap, and it's just dangerous in that sense. And like there was just so many things that for example, my high school boyfriend, that he did, and turns out he was cheating on me with like two other girls, and like it was oh my god, like I didn't even find that out until like years later. And oh, there's birds. Hi, birds. It just like looking back, it wasn't a good relationship at all. Like he wasn't good to me. He didn't like. He refused to take me to prom. He never took me, like we never went anywhere, we never did anything. Like I was just like sitting around like watching him play video games, and like it's just, it blows my mind. Like I was so infatuated with him, and like there's also like this, like danger of limerence, like like where you're just completely infatuated with a person, and like maybe you don't truly love them, like you're just kind of in love with this idea of them, and thinking that they're just gonna this love is gonna save my life, you know what I mean? It's and it's like I look back at that now, and it's just, it doesn't make any sense, because it will, like, love just doesn't do that. Or like it's simply a romantic relationship is not going to save your life, and it's not going to change your life. And I see that now, because as I'm like working on like my own complex PTSD and like my codependency issues, like I'm really trying to become like a sovereign adult, an independent person, with healthy boundaries. That's another thing. I feel like, like with twin flames, there's just like this boundary breaking, like we are one, and like it's just, it's all very just spiritual bypassy, if you will. Like, and like I feel like I see a lot of people like in twin flame forums, like, why did my twin flame do this and why did they do that, and like I love them so much, and but they're being abusive and toxic to me, and like there's and then the response is like, oh well, that's part of the twin flame process, like you just need to lift the veils and meditate, and then you won't have this toxic issue. And it's like, it's almost as if like there's kind of like this blame on you, like if you were more spiritually aligned, if you were more enlightened, then you would be able to be with them, and it's just, I feel like it kind of like blames the victim when it comes to these like abusive, toxic relationships. And I just like there was just so many times like where, like, for example, like my high school boyfriend was just like, he would just be really manipulative and very selfish, and he always wanted to have like control over like the but we dated for 3.5 years, and we did a lot of things together, but he never wanted to call me his girlfriend. And like that bothered me so much, because he was my boyfriend but I wasn't his girlfriend. And it was something that I look back now, like as an adult, like that would just be a total deal breaker for me, and then I would just stop talking to that person. Like I would but I just like I convinced myself, I'm like, no, he's my twin flame, so this is a part of the process and I have to put up with this. And if I just become more aligned and spiritually aligned and more enlightened, then it'll work out. And I don't know, I just thought that I would share some of that. I know I'm probably like some of this is like really like jumbled and weird, but I don't know. I just wanted to just kind of share like my experience with that. And like dating now, like after like these experiences, like in my early 20s, like I find that like detachment is the best thing. And like um just also like it's almost like with twin flames, like there's like basically like this steps to like finding wholeness. And it's like, you know, when you're with this person and you're in this like unison or whatever, like then you will feel whole. um and like I think about that now. It's like, no, you have to feel whole on your own, because you know, then you're always going to be codependent, and you're going to just attract really dark negative energy, like a dark triad, abusive, like narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder. Those people are going to just be attracted to you like magnets, because your boundaries are just shattered and you're just wide open. And you know, you're thinking in your head, oh well, I'm just going to put up with this, I'm just going to put up with this, I'm, you know, it's all part of the spiritual process, you know. And it's just, it's not. And you know, I like for myself, like I feel so much better like knowing that I can find this wholeness, this sense of like wholeness, like completely. I can find that on my own. Like I don't need anybody else. And I can let go of jealousy. Like that's it. Oh my God, jealousy has been such a huge thing in my life, such a huge thing in my relationships. I've always been a very, very jealous person. And I just, I just remember, you know, like he, you know, my high school boyfriend, like he had this ex-girlfriend that he was like kind of talking to. And like, I remember I was so jealous of her, and I hated her. I hated any time I heard her name. Anytime I saw her face on Instagram, I would just be green with jealous rays, just because she had some type of affiliation, like with my twin flame. And there's just like when it comes to like twin flames, there's also like there's like this possessiveness, there's this ownership, you know. And I look at it now, like a little bit older, and you know, I feel like if you want to find love or like be in love, then you shouldn't have that ownership over them. And you know, like they should just be their own person, separate from you, and then you can be together with healthy boundaries. Like basically, I don't know. I'm very new to like making these types of videos, so I'm sure I'm like going off track a lot and rambling here, but I just, you know, I kind of wanted to just share like why I no longer believe in twin flames. And I just found it to be incredibly toxic, and you know, it's just something that I no longer need in my life. It just doesn't serve me anymore. And you know, I no longer want to disappear into like that obsession like with another person, because you know, like that's not love. And you know, like I'm open to like a different kind of relationship, where a relationship with myself. That's a better thing, I think. So yeah, I'm just, if you're struggling with like CPTSD or like toxic abusive relationships, I've been there myself, and I feel you. And just know that you're not alone in that. And I don't know, yeah, I just kind of wanted just to share why I no longer believe in twin flames, and why I feel like it just doesn't serve me anymore. And you know, it's just interesting how like just maturity and growing up like has contributed to that. I just feel like a lot of these like realizations that I've had of it's just simply like me just getting older and becoming an adult, I think. Yeah, so I guess that's all I wanted to share. I hope you like my shirts, and I know this video was just kind of rambly, but I'm not very good at this, so I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.